Welcome back to LSMN Overtime. Episode 5 is here. We've got a full slate of highlights and stories from around the district. I'm Aiden McGee. Let's kick off with some baseball highlights. Little Elm traveled to Hebron on Tuesday. Hebron was slightly favored, and it showed early with Casey McGinnis smashing a home run to left center field to make it 1-0. Little Elm answered right back, however, with a home run of their own to tie the game. The Little Elm bats were on fire early as Josh Olu hit a bomb out to left field to make it 2-1 for the Lobos. Hebron answered right back, however, as Dylan Dunn lined one down the line to tie the game at 2. Walker Steele would then hit an RBI double for the Hawks to give them a 3-2 lead. Hebron's Landon Bonner would save a run with this amazing diving catch, and an RBI from Anderson Howard would make it 4-2. The Lobos weren't done, however, as this bomb to left field would tie the game at 4 in the 7th inning. Dylan Dunn would start off the bottom of the inning with this leadoff triple that was narrowly a home run, and Walker Steele would come in clutch with this single up the middle to give the game to the Hawks and score Dunn to win the game by a final score of 5-4. Flower Mound and Braswell faced off on Tuesday. Flower Mound's star pitcher Cooper Harris was on the mound, and he was sharp early, getting 2 strikeouts in a 1-2-3 first inning. Center fielder Roman Stevens would get to show off his glove early on, making this brilliant catch to take a hit away from Braswell. Braswell would get into some trouble early, but appeared to have a double play, but poor execution would lead to a 1-0 lead to the Jags. Roman Stevens' great night continued as he smashed this breaking ball into left center field for a home run to make it 2-0. Stevens, a senior, is committed to Tyler Junior College. The Bengals would load the bases in the next inning, but a pop-out would end that threat. And then some smart base running by Dax Denlinger would lead the Jaguars to another run as he dashed home on this wild pitch. Logan Richards would look to close it out, but he experienced some control issues, allowing a run to make it 3-1. He would finish the job, however, with this electric strikeout to end the game, as the Jags would hold on to win by a final score of 3-1. The Colony has shot out of the gate firing this season with one of the best records in the district. To get more info, we sent our very own Alex Estrada to look deeper into their success.
The Colony baseball has had a very strong start to the season, but it's important to keep the ball moving in a long year.
Yeah, I think we're 15-5 now. We just beat Highland Park 2-1 on Tuesday, so that was a big win. It's a good group. People always talk about culture and getting the right culture. Well, most of these guys grew up, since they were 5 years old playing with each other, and they get along well. I don't have to worry about culture. They all get along, they joke, they have a good time, but they know when it's time to lock in and play, they get serious and play. So it's a fun group to be around.
Getting into the right headspace before the game is just as important as the game itself.
I would say just to stay consistent. I feel like baseball's not a game where it's just going to be handed to you. I feel like you have to stay consistent in what you do off the field. And then I'd say that's pretty much the key. Just no matter what happens, good or bad, just get back to work.
Bus rides there are pretty quiet, to be honest. Everyone has their headphones on, they're talking, listening to music. But I think once we get off the bus and we're ready to like we're warmed up, we're ready to go, we kind of have a prayer, and then after that we kind of just get hyped up.
I just trying to stretch well, just trying to listen to some music, just have fun to get ready to play.
Well, we try to keep our practices, short and crisp, get the work we need done and keep them active during the workout.
I think as a shortstop, I think you gotta be a leader. You gotta talk, be loud. You gotta show up for the team, play for the team. So that's kind of about it. Just be a leader out there, talk.
Watching the players grow and develop to meet their potential is one of the most important parts of coaching.
It's really been impressive. As freshmen, you can tell a lot of these guys were pretty good players. But you just watch their development and then see when a lot of scouts started coming around, and then the Division I colleges, and then started getting a lot of the pro guys this year. So it's really been interesting to watch him, and it's also been good for the other guys to watch his development and then realize that the scouts have to watch them play too, so it makes them play their best game too. Well, I enjoy getting around the kids, just the camaraderie. I played sports growing up, and it kind of makes me feel young being around them, hearing some of their jokes. They're a lot of fun to be around, and like I said, I enjoy being around the kids and watching them develop and then follow them after they get out of high school. It's nice to see them grow into good young men.
While the season is long, the players still find time to watch their favorite players that inspire them.
I think on the pitching side, it's definitely Walker Buehler with the Dodgers. I kind of got my leg kicked from him a little bit because I watched him a little bit growing up. But just the way he is, his mound presence, the way he flows down the mound, I feel like that's someone I look after for sure.
I'd say Bryce Harper. I love the way he plays, his swag. dude's just a baller. So
Maybe defensive wise, maybe Javier Baez. Some people call me the magician, and and hitting wise, I say Vladimir Guerrero. Yeah, Concha, it's probably his batting stance, how he talks out, how he reacts to the pitches and all this stuff.
For LSMN Overtime, I'm Alex Estrada.
Looking at scores for baseball around the district, the Colony defeated Creekview to improve their record to 5-2 in districts. Lewisville had a less than stellar day, losing to Capel 10-0. They are now 2-5 in districts this season. And then Marcus lost a pitching duel against Geyer with a final score of 1-0, falling to 4-3 in districts. And looking ahead for the district's next couple of games, it's Game 2 of the set for the LISD teams. Flower Mound takes on Braswell. Marcus looks to even the series against Geyer, this time at home. Lewisville welcomes Capel. Hebron faces off against Little Elm after their instant classic on Tuesday, and the Colony takes on Creekview. Changing course to look at Major League sports around the country, here's Luke Dallas in the Star Studio with our Major League Minute.
For this week in Major League Sports, March Madness is down to its final weekend, and the Final Four is set with UConn beating Duke in one of the best games in Final Four history, Illinois defeating Iowa, Michigan defeating Tennessee, and Arizona winning against Purdue. Michigan is set to face Arizona while Illinois goes against UConn. In its opening week for the MLB, the Rangers had the best start to the season since 2012, going 4-1 in their first 5 games and winning their first 2 series on the road. The Dodgers are doing good as expected, going 4-1 as well, and the rookies this year have been off to a hot start with Munetaka Murakami hitting 3 home runs for the White Sox and Chase DeLauder on the Guardians with 4 home runs. The Stars dropped the game against the Bruins. While it does not affect standings, it does put the Bruins in a better position for the playoffs. And as the playoffs heat up, the Wild is likely to punch their ticket into the playoffs, which may set them up against the Stars. For golf, Gary Woodland was able to hold on and secure his first win in almost 7 years at this weekend's Houston Open. The PGA Tour will be staying in Texas for the Valero Open. Many big names are expected to compete in this tournament, such as Tommy Fleetwood, Ludwig Aberg, and Russell Henley. That's all we have for our Major League Minute. Tune in for the next episode. Now back to Aiden at the desk.
The Lady Jags softball team is looking to win state for the first time in the school's history. I got the privilege to talk to them as they look toward the playoffs. The Lady Jags have found great success under Coach Mark Lariba.
I think we do a pretty good job. The kids are used to having this type of pressure, so they're kind of used to it, and I think we handle it overall really well.
I think we lean on God a lot, and I think we lean on each other. We play through each other. We play through the Lord. And I think we trust each other enough to know that we're going to get through all these hard things together.
I say we handle pressure very well, just knowing that we have each other's backs no matter what. Whether we fail or succeed, we're always there for each other.
Yeah. They faced a lot of challenges this year, but this team knows how to keep fighting.
A lot of it is just trying to stay with what we have, trusting what we know. I mean, we've had a lot of injuries, we've had a lot of setbacks, a lot of adversity, but we just try our best to work through that and just stay together.
I would say our chemistry is really good. We're all good friends. We all hang outside of school. And God, honestly, we've had a lot of adversity this year, and I think we've pushed through it really well.
I think the biggest factor is we kind of started off slow because we had a lot of injuries. And so now we're just getting back on track, and we're starting to get everybody healthy. And I think what's been happening, we're playing better and better each day. And we haven't peaked yet, and we're kind of looking forward to be peaking.
Long seasons are tough, but the Lady Jags know what they need to do to succeed.
I definitely think staying together is going to be really important for us. There's going to be a lot of outside noise. I think it's important that we stay close together and drown out that noise.
Just overcoming pressure is a big thing. I know that pressure is a big deal for us, especially going far in the playoffs, but I know that we can handle it, trusting in the Lord and just trusting in each other.
For LSMN Overtime, I'm Aiden McGee. Looking back at some scores around the district, Lewisville had a game to forget against Braswell, losing 12-2. Hebron defeated Marcus in a divisional matchup 4-1, and Wakeland tanked the Colony 13-0. Looking ahead for the rest of the week in softball, Lewisville takes on Flower Mound, Marcus takes on Braswell, Hebron travels to Geyer, and the Colony takes on Reedy at home. Now let's head back over to Alex Estrada in the Star Studio for this week's Spotlight and Grad Star.
This week's LSMN Spotlight is Flower Mound softball's Audra Crook. Crook returned to the mound after a year off due to injury and immediately got back to work. Recently, the senior was named GM Sports Media Pitcher of the Week in DFW for her incredible work in the mound showdown against Marcus. Crook pitched a complete game with the matchup going into extra innings with 9 strikeouts. The senior would end the night allowing just 1 earned run in a 3-2 win for the Jaguars. Crook has contributed to Flower Mound's 15-7-1 record this year. Look out for Audra Crook as she plans to demolish lineups for the rest of the season in her senior year. As another opening day comes and goes, it's important to take a look at those who hung up their hats and call it a career. For this week's Grad Star, we're taking a look at Marcus alumni Ryan Presley. Presley lasted 13 years in the major leagues as a closer for the Minnesota Twins and the Houston Astros, the latter of which got him on 2 All-Star teams. In his prime years, Presley was one of the most dominant relievers in the league, picking up 25-plus saves in 3 years for Houston, getting 117 total in his career. When all is said and done, it's safe to say Presley ranks among the greatest LASD alums in Major League Baseball. If you have a Grad Star you'd like us to see highlighted, let us know on X at LSMN Sports. Now back over to Aiden at the desk.
That's all the time we have for this week's episode of LSMN Overtime. We'll be back in 2 weeks for the final episode of Season 6. For all of us here at LSMN, I'm Aiden McGee. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on Overtime.